Welcome back to Trucks and Tractor Power at Florida Sports Park here in Naples for the Gator NTPA Nationals, a part of the Copenhagen Skull Pulling Circuit. Coming up next, there is a look at George Everett in the smokeless alternative. Now, he is very active, not only as a competitor, he is an NTPA Executive Board member. Normally competes in the lighter classes like the 5,500 Super Stock division. So we've added some weight out of Monrovia, Indiana. That's the same hometown of Gary Bettenhausen.
There you go. That's right, Cheating Gary. As we look at the gauges come up on the screen.
Cheating Gary?
A moment ago, you made reference that he normally runs a lighter class. Where he's added weight to this tractor is in the form of physical weight. See, mounted right in front of the rear tires and painted yellow. I want you to look for that. Now, listen to the whine. Really? See the weight right in front of the rear tires? That's where he added to get up to the 7,500-pound maximum weight. But he's not pumping out the black smoke either, Gary.
Well, that's the smokeless alternative. Another alky burner. Well, he's short of a full pull. Let's take the measurements. We're coming up with just under 285, 284.09 for George Everett.
Okay, now we only had one John Deere, but he told me back in the pit area, it only takes one.
Nothing runs like a deer.
Gary, when he leaves the starting line, you can see him start to muscle it. Right hand's on the steering wheel, left hand's on the throttle. But those big old tires start to dig in. They plant the horsepower. Now he's got the horsepower to the ground. He's trying to generate speed, mile an hour, trying to pull the sled. He's at half track, Gary Lee. What's it look like to you?
Well, Army, keep in mind they added some 4,000 pounds. We don't know if this will be an official run until it's all over. Now, watch the body English. He leans back in the cockpit, trying to get as much weight as possible over the rear axle. Falls short at 284.09. He's with Army.
Well, George, you just indicated to the track official that, yes, you indeed want to take the pull. What is the track like out there? You guys seem to be able to get a handle on this track where other classes can't.
It's pretty soft and loose. I was about 100 light or heavy on the front. I should have moved two back and got her nose in the air, and I think I could have got it out. But should be a couple of them get it out that's behind me yet.
Well, let's see what kind of a prognosticator George Everett is as we take a look at Jerry Van Dorp.
Gary, it's kind of interesting how each sport has its own terminology. You know, he just made a statement he should have moved two back to get her nose in the air. All that means is he missed the weight. The balance was wrong.
Out of Charlotte, Michigan, Jerry Van Dorp, the Screamin' Demon 2. He was the 94 Region 2 champion. He was the Pro National champ in 91 and 93. Some 30 years into sport. There is the distance to beat, and there we're going to see some smoke this time.
I'll guarantee you are. Now watch the color of it. Once it gets black, he's watching the gauges, working the throttles. Well, you watch the smoke. When it goes to black, it's getting gray, coming up on the turbos, starting to light it up a little bit. Down on the horsepower end, watch for black smoke. We got it. Throttle up, just like lift off at the Kennedy Space Center.
And from the sled cam, taking it down. Let's see if he can take it out of here. One of 5 international harvesters in the pulling competition here this afternoon. Oh, a good ride so far.
Weight box goes up on him.
No. 284, we're being told. 284.08.
Now, on the 40-foot track, he went middle to the left. Let's see what the other drivers do.
Well, we'll take a look again and watch the black smoke.
Again, those big tires, see how you don't see a lot of bounce or anything. They are going about their business. They are putting the horsepower to the track. The smoke on the front, a little bit gray for the first 50 feet, starts to blacken up. Now it's gray again, so the fuel mixture, not exactly what he was looking for, Gary.
Yeah, he missed the fuel mixture. You could tell that in the smoke. He comes up short. In fact, very close to the same run that we saw turned in by George Everett. So just a tick off what George turned in. So once again, we'll go back trackside, and Army has Jerry.
Jerry, you can't be disappointed with that run. If we're playing hand grenades, you'd have been there.
Well, my motor had a miss in it. It's just a fresh motor, so there's something wrong with it. Somebody will full pull that if they get it right.
Well, once again, another prognostication. We will have at least one full pull. And coming up next is Terry Blackburn. Terry drives the slow ride tractor.
You know, Terry has watched all the guys in front of him. One of the things that you may mention a while ago, our previous driver been in the sport for 30 years, you're going to find a lot of that in the pulling sport, a lot of second, third generation. And Terry will watch the man in front of him and capitalize on that 30 years experience to see where he's going to run the sled.
Well, of course, he's been around for some 15 years. Now, he runs 3 turbos with alcohol. We will not see the black smoke.
These guys pump enough fuel through these tractors to float the Goodyear blimp or to blow it up in about a second and a half. There's a lot of air that runs through that motor. Good catch on the weight, though. Not much rise in the front end. He balanced it out good.
Full pull, I guess he did.
Here, we're
Full
sitting here.
pull,
He
We're watching the front of the tractor,
exactly.
not the front of the sled. So he does indeed pull it out of there. The first to do so, Terry Blackburn, out of Wisconsin, has the full pull.
He actually made it look even. Easy. Excuse me. He's going past the 75-foot mark into the horsepower. You don't see a lot of exhaust coming out anywhere. It's just making power. Camera is a little bit dirty, but the 300-foot. See the flagman right off to his left. That's the 300-foot mark. Red flag right there.
There it is. You have it, a full pull. And here's Army.
Well, my friend, you showed it could be done. The big question is there anybody else back there that can make a full pull and come back after you in a pull-off?
Oh, yeah, Army, that white, you know, you seen it run that test hook, you know, it'll be there. And we tried taking a little power out of ours, trying to get hooked up, and I think we can put a little more back in it.
How often in motorsports do you hear we took some power out? We're coming back with more from Naples.